The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good one on hand for you all tonight. We're going to have our good friend, the one, the only, Cortney Hogan, the one you call Cole, joining us in a couple minutes. We're going to discuss this matchup between Archbishop Shaw and the John F. Kennedy Cougars that is taking place this Friday night at Pan American Stadium at 7 o'clock. Our good friend Cole, he will be the PA guy that you're going to hear on the speaker at Pan Am. So one of the best in the business. But we're also joined by my co-host, the one and only George Peppers. What's going on, GP?
What's going on, JB? It's all to the good tonight. 2 days ahead of Thanksgiving, and we hope everyone, your preparations are going good and all's going well. Make sure the bird is defrosted. Nobody likes a icy turkey, so whatever will be will be. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be a great show tonight. We got, like you said, we got Courtney Hogan on tonight, and no truth to the rumor that Jared's gonna be standing behind him with a folding chair during PA.
Oh, Lord.
With, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding when I say that. It's all fun. But it should be a highly anticipated contest. Of course, it's a state quarterfinal. Um, so it's one of the he could be Luis, could be, But we love having him on, and we love the interaction between myself, JB, and Cole. And sometimes when we go on 10:08, and I know it's been a little minute, but schedules conflict, and that's usually how it goes. But can't wait to make this happen tonight. Gonna be a great full weekend, and not just in food, but with football. I mean, you got the games on Thanksgiving Day. You got the Bayou Classic this weekend. Tulane plays a huge game on Friday against Texas San Antonio. LSU gets A&M this weekend. Should be interesting. And the Saints, of course, get the Dirty Turds. I mean, Birds on Sunday. So so big spots. We'll see. It should be a great, great time, though.
I want to ask you a question right before we bring Cole in here.
Good.
Besides this John F. Kennedy Archbishop Shaw matchup, what is the other most intriguing matchup that's happening Friday night or Saturday night in your
Yeah.
mind?
Yeah, and you get me to reference Holy Cross and Acadiana and that fallacy that has happened. Look, how many times the celebration in the Oaks kicked off, and how many times is it interrupted? There's an underbelly somewhere else, and I think it's being led by Acadiana. I think it's being led by them. That they don't want to go there and play on a Saturday. It's like, wait a minute, what's the
Well,
stadium
they didn't. They didn't
availability?
want to. They didn't want to play at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, but I'm like, playing the game on a Saturday, I get it. Now, as far as intriguing, That's a good one. Um, if you're talking about strictly involving New Orleans teams, I mean, look who's left. Oh, I could say 35 Lafayette Christian, but I see DJ 1-3 and he might knock me out if I say that, but I'm not going to say that. I can't put that game there because I honestly don't think that game is close. Hmm. Um, I think the game we're going to Friday, Riverside and St. Martin's. Think about it. It's a rematch of a regular season game that Riverside dominated. The crux of the question of that game was, will the Saints find a way to reverse the result? Can they? Can they reverse the result? And look, we get to see a special player in that game Friday night. We've seen some really good players this year. I mean, I think we saw the best player in the state during the season in Jawan Johnson at
Yeah.
Lafayette Christian. Harlan Berry makes the argument of being in the top 10. I mean, am I wrong, JB? I mean, that dude is a special, special talent. I don't know if Karen Alexandria is intriguing. Maybe the ideology that Alex, and I said this last night about Alexandria. Carr better not mess around. That's a very good football team that can knock them out if they deal around and do some dumb stuff and don't play the 48 minutes that we know that they can play. Who's the stud? Randall Campbell.
Harlem Berry. That's what you're talking about. He's talking about Harlem Berry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
I
got you.
said
I thought
Harlem
you might.
Berry at first, and so is Randall.
I wonder if he was talking about one of us. I was about to say, hold up.
No, man, no.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Dedrick Lasty is the other. I was about to say. I forgot about him. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, who's the favorite? Look, I mean, if you're basing it on what happened in the regular season, you would think it's the Rebels. But for me, the fact that we get to see those two players go and St. Martin's looking to extract revenge of all places in the playoffs, on the quarterfinal, you know, we're in for a pretty good one Friday night. I think it's better that that they'll have in the regular season, JB. I think this game will be better than what it was in the regular season. But again, it's going to come down to some fundamental stuff. But to see Lasty and Harlan Berry, yeah, I'd pay that price of admission. Although we don't have to, credentials work. So
I'm gonna say this, man. That's definitely one. But I'm thinking about Destrehan versus Zachary, and the time they played recently, Zachary has been a thorn in Destrehan's
yep,
ass. They've been
yeah,
a thorn. They played each other. It's like that's a team Destrehan hasn't been able to beat, and now Destrehan has it once again at their home. Can Destrehan finally get over the hump of beating Zachary? That is what
hmm
intrigues me more than even the matchup itself. Can Destrehan get it done over Zachary? Yes, they are the defending champions, but we shall see. That's why the games are played on Friday night, except for Holy Cross and Acadiana, who's playing on
yeah.
Saturday night. But with that being said, we're going to bring in our special guest for the night. You can catch him on Instagram with 1008 Prep TV Sports and 1008 Youth TV Sports. The one, the only, Cortney, Cole, Hogan. What it do, Cole? What's happening?
What's up, big dog? What's
Not
up,
much, man.
JB?
Not
What
much.
up, GP?
What's happening, Cole?
What's happening with y'all?
We
Oh
good,
man,
man.
man, Cole. We are in playoff mode for Thanksgiving week, and Cole, when the brackets came out, we talked about what would happen if Shaw and Kennedy would meet up. Well, here we are, Cole,
We here.
and our dreams have come true. It is Kennedy versus Carr. I'll let you start it off with your thoughts about this matchup.
Well, Kennedy versus Shaw, right?
Yeah,
A lot going on in this game, right? It puts a lot of things against a lot of things, right? It put the West Bank versus the East Bank, right?
yeah,
It put the old vet and Coach Hank against the young stud and Coach LPs, right?
that's right.
It put the privates against the privates against the publics, right?
Yep,
So it has a whole lot of different dynamics going on with this game. But this particular game, JP, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fan of this one. You know
there
what
you
I'm
go.
saying?
Yeah,
I think my professional, my expert opinions, my everything with this one kind of goes out the window. Like this one, I'm a fan of the game. I'm a Kennedy fan of the game. Let me say that loud and clear. I'm a Kennedy fan of the game, but this one game that I think gonna be big for the whole metro area because it brings those different dynamics I talked about.
Totally agree with you, my friend. Totally agree with you. And I'm looking forward, not just the fans of the players for John F. Kennedy, but even the alumni to come out and support the John F. Kennedy Cougars that's on the field. And I want them to come in bunches. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Shaw got spirit buses coming. They're up to 4 spirit buses coming to Pan American Stadium. So this is bigger than us just talking about the dynamics of everything.
Right. And like I say, with them full spirit buses that's coming with all that green and white that I'ma see and all that, I'm not gonna be friendly. I'm not the short game announcer. It's not gonna be that professionalism with me. I am a fan of Kennedy on the mic. I work for the home team. So they got to know that. But I love Shaw.
Yeah, I know
I've
you do.
always been a fan of Shaw.
Yeah.
Montre Carter, one of my favorite players in the state by far. Um, Big fan of Hank. I think what they're doing on the run game at Shaw is remarkable, and I think they have a bigger win in a win that they got in Carico. So I think they looking at themselves like they think they're gonna come take over Pan Am. I think they may be thinking they're the better team. But
I would say this. I'm gonna tell you this. I know for sure they're not overlooking Kennedy. They know the weapons that they have. They know about Amari, and they know about their defense that's playing lights out. So that's been told to me. So they are not overlooking. I don't think they're saying, "Yeah, we going in and just beat Kennedy." No, that has not been said. They're taking this game very, very seriously. GP, get a word in.
Listen, Cole, first of all, thank you for taking the time of joining us, man. It's always fun to have you on the Hash It
oh
Out
yeah.
show. Absolutely. And there's no truth to the rumor that Cole is hiring me to be private security to protect him from JB on Friday night. Now, you know I work at JP now. I mean, that's already been known to a lot of people. But Cole, look, let me ask you this about the
Okay.
game itself. Do you think the winner of this game is it a fair assessment? Either winner, Shaw or Kennedy. You know it's more than likely St. Thomas More in the semifinal because St. Thomas More is a prohibitive favorite against St. Michael the Archangel. Let's assume STM gets it done, right? Kennedy or Shaw would have to get on the bus and go up to Lafayette. Do you think the winner of the Kennedy game has a reasonable chance to beat St. Thomas More at their crib?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know enough about St. Thomas More to make a real call on if they can go up there and win. I don't know enough
Mhm.
about what the environment like up there. Nothing. I'm not gonna lie. But as far as with Shaw, first of all, with Shaw, I think the win that they had at home against Carico said that they probably could beat anybody in the state on at this
Mhm.
particular level, right? So that's what I would say about Shaw. With
Okay.
Kennedy, with their big wins coming on the road, I guess to Terrebonne would be their big win on the road. I don't know if Terrebonne is a place
Oh no.
Okay, we lost Cole for a second. We lost Cole for a
make that.
second. Can you hear me, Cole?
Y'all lost me.
All right, it's okay, George. Calm down. We're gonna get Cole
I
back.
know. I'm good.
Yeah,
I hear. I hate that though. That buffer. It sounds like it's buffering on his end.
yeah, we're gonna get Cole back. So
Yeah, we got that.
got Cole
But Jared,
froze.
let me ask you
Cole,
while you
Cole, if you hear me, go ahead and log out, log back in, because we got you frozen right quick, brother. So just
yeah,
log out and log back in. But go ahead, George.
while he's doing that, Jared, let's interact on this one between you and me. Look,
Yeah,
you are a proud alumnus of Archbishop Shaw class of 2003 or
2002, 2002.
2002. Okay, a year before my younger brother got out.
Yeah.
He and I talked about this game, and he thinks Kennedy's got a legit chance to knock Shaw out. I said, "Don't worry, you got look. The tank theory. He's not overlooking anybody. Y'all gonna be ready to go." But is it what would it mean for the New Orleans metro area, whether it be Shaw or whether it be Kennedy, that if they could win this game and go to Lafayette and beat St. Thomas More, what kind of
Hold
an
on.
impact would
We
it?
got we got Cole back. Hold on.
Are we good?
Yep. Oh, he was there. He's gonna come back.
Yeah, I know he
Um,
was for
yeah.
a second. What kind of an impact would it have on on the New Orleans area if Shaw or Kennedy wins this game and proceeds on to the dome?
It'll be big. It'll be big. I think New Orleans would be in full support of whatever team gets there. So I think the
Hmm.
impact would be huge. Remember, Kennedy and Shaw both got to the quarters last year, and
Right.
it just didn't it just didn't happen to work out that time for either one of
Well,
them. So now they're both,
yeah.
yeah, I see them. They're both trying to get to the next step is get to the semis. Let's bring Cole back in. Cole,
Okay. I'm
all right.
back.
Yes, sir. You are back.
All right.
You are back. The last thing we heard was Kennedy went on the road to Terrebonne and got the win. That was the last thing we heard.
Well, I was just saying that I don't know enough about what the home field advantage like in Lafayette to know if Kennedy can go actually up there and win. So I don't know that. But for the record, the offensive weapons Kennedy got, I'm always root for Kennedy. And the most underrated thing about Kennedy team to me is their defense and the pieces that they have. Those were those pieces that was put together. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
a good ensemble that's on that defense. I think don't get the credit that they deserve.
most definitely. I can tell you this, Cole, because we went up to the Lafayette area for 2 games and we saw Lafayette Christian and St. Thomas More. And speed gives St. Thomas More trouble. So with Kennedy and the speed they got with their weapons, that can give St. Thomas More trouble,
Okay,
without a
okay.
doubt. Shaw, I think Shaw will bring in a more physical type of game, and I think Shaw can hang in there with St. Thomas More. But the speed aspect, I think Kennedy would give St. Thomas More some trouble, without a doubt,
Can I ask both of y'all something right fast?
all the time.
And it's just about this particular Shaw and Kennedy game.
Yep.
First, UJB. I don't know if you come to this game as a fan of the game or as a fan of Shaw, but when you see it from on the field, how you see it being played out?
So if I'm on the field watching it, and how I see it being played out between Shaw and Kennedy, and this is what I've said. Elfage is my guy. A couple coaches he got, they my guys. I know them, but this is just me being unbiased. I really think Shaw number one is more battle tested with some of the teams they played than Kennedy, and I think that helps Shaw to their advantage. I really think Kennedy has a good defense. I think this running game of Archbishop Shaw will give Kennedy fits with Jasper Parker and Mason Wilson. I think that gives them fits. I think Kennedy never saw a team as physical as they're going to see Friday night. Defensively, I think Kennedy will use quick pass plays to try to get Shaw to play up and try to get him um, beat deep with the big play because Kennedy can make big plays. That's how I see it happening. But I just think in the long run, that running game of Shaw is going to wear down Kennedy. Just my opinion.
And I feel that. What about you, George? How you feel about the game when you see it like on the field?
I got you. Well, look, I think we're in for a treat. This is going to be an exciting
Yeah.
football game in both aspects. The one guy none of you have talked about is the guy that I think can be the difference maker, and that's Bernard BB Causey, the best corner in the state. That young man is is a stud. LSU got themselves a winner. Shaw is going to have to, game plan for that guy. But, we talk about Bernard Causey, but you talk about Montre Carter for Shaw. He's an incredibly good DB, and they got a stack of DBs on that roster, too. Now, I've seen what St. Thomas More, as JB has. We had that trip up there earlier in the season. I feel like Kennedy, if it's Kennedy that goes up there, first thing I would want to know is where this officiating crew is coming from. Because remember, in the playoffs, it's a neutrality agreement where officials from a different area of the state that are not affiliated with either school would have to be at that game, a la Baton Rouge, North Louisiana, Lake Charles, something like that. I would want to know if I'm Kennedy, hey man, where are these officials coming from? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, some hijinks ensue in Central Louisiana, especially in the playoffs, and hopefully that's not going to be rendered the case. But as far as the game itself, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this game a 9. I'd give this game a 9. I think there's nothing in between these teams. I think you're in for a close, hard fought battle. But I'm with JB about what could be the other difference maker, and that's Jasper Parker. And let's understand this, Cole. Shaw's offense has really materialized from the beginning of the year to now. They have really gained an identity. They have gained confidence. They have belief, and their coaching staff has instilled that in them. Um, I feel like if you're gonna put a gun in my head or just force me to be like who wins it, I'm gonna lean Shaw, but either team would be a very worthy opponent for STM in the semi next week.
Let's leave STM out of this for right now.
Let me
All
say
right.
this.
Go ahead, Cole.
We talk about you talk about the running backs at Shaw, and you talk about Rontre on the defense. But let me tell you two names, excuse me, for John F. Kennedy to be aware of. Jermaine Salters
Mm-hmm.
and Calvin Sparrow. Those two names, look out for on that Kennedy defense.
Okay. Big deal. I want to ask you about give us some talk about this Kennedy offense that's very, very explosive, that's led by Amari Darrensburg, and even got
Amani.
Amani Darrensburg and James Evans. What can you say about those guys? Because
I'm gonna
those are
say, let me say this. Amani, first of all, Amani, James Evans, Kiesel, as we like to call them, Shrouder, Jonathan Shrouder, shoulder pad, as we call them. All those guys are who they were when they was 9, 10 years old.
mm-hmm,
They all been playmakers since they've been very young. But when we talk about Kiesel, we talking about James Evans. This kid is particularly different because he don't look upon you see him on the field. But if he touched the ball at any level of the game, I'm not lying. I like these individual matchups, right?
yeah,
I want to see what him and Ryan Trey Carter look like if they have to meet open field. I just want to see that. I want to see that because he's dynamic as an offensive player, and Ryan Trey is dynamic as a defensive player, especially in open field, right?
right.
Now, another thing that I think that James have, I call him James Kiesel have to his defense is that he have 4 or 5 other wide receivers that can be deep threats, and I'm talking Kingston Jones,
Uh huh.
the track sprinter, deep threat. I'm also talking unsung hero and Ronald White, aka Pop. He's about 6'4", and he can go up and get the jump balls. So Ken has so many weapons at the wide receiver spot to make Kizo be more of a threat from inside or out. But the thing that they have that I really like the most, that running back and Omarion Brown
Mm-hmm.
as a pounder. So don't sleep on the running game with Omarion Brown.
Let me ask you this, because to me, the main matchup I want to see is the Shaw DBs, who to me is one of the best units, against this wide receiving core of John F. Kennedy. I think that's the best matchup on the field that we're going to see.
Let me ask this because I haven't witnessed Shaw enough to know this. What I'm about to ask: pressure, defensive line, Archbishop Shaw. What that game like for them?
That game is fierce. It's
Okay,
led by defensive tackle, all district defense MVP Kylis Francis, number 71. He's the
okay,
nose guard. And most teams will try to double team him. You have Sheldon Brown on one end, and you have Jaden Scott on the other end. Both guys heavily recruited. Those two ends. You got Trevor Whitted also as the other defensive tackle. So Sean D line is good. They're quick off the ball, and they can get to the quarterback at times. So this is another challenge for Kennedy's O line.
yeah, and that's gonna be the part of the game that I think is gonna go the most unwatched because we're gonna be watching the playmakers out wide, and
Yeah,
then that running game for Shaw. Like, so that's part of the game that I'm really gonna be interested in watching too.
definitely. GP, you got a question for Coke?
Yeah, I do. Let's talk about the coaching matchup in this game. You got the icon and Hank Tierney, and the young up and comer Linares Elpage. Uh, I think there's To me, Cole, I think the advantage lies with Coach Tierney because he's been there, done that, and this is the game for him at Shaw that's going to announce, "Hey, I could have retired when I left Ponchatoula, but he went to Shaw to try to get those boys back to the dome." This could be the spot for Tierney. But on the flip, Cole, Linares South Page would be like, they're all going to give Tierney the edge, and as they should. But man, you think Linares is thinking, "Oh, if I could beat this man in a state quarterfinal." Man, if I could win this game, what's it going to do for Linares LPH going forward, and what kind of a coaching profile how his coaching profile will increase if they beat Shaw? Your thoughts on that, Cole?
For me, I think with a win against Shaw, I think it put L Page in that upper echelon coaches within
Mm,
the city limits at least, right? I think
sure.
that gives him the signature win against the old vet. He don't have that check, and this would be the game to do it. And I feel like this. I think for me, if I'm L Page, I feel like I got the better team. I think I'm going in thinking I got the better team. I have to trust my team a little bit more because I know the old vet gonna come with some old vet things, right? Because that what the
Yeah,
old vets do. But LPs come from a branch of old vets too as coaches. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
Yep. Yep.
we'll have to see though. We'll have to see. But I think the young blood, the new blood, take them out in a good one. A good. When I say a good one, I mean a lot of points getting scored. A lot of points. Cause we saw Shaw put up 50.
yeah,
We saw Kennedy put up 50.
yeah.
So I'm here for it. But I'm going with the Cougars, man. I'm going with the Cougars.
Let me ask you this, because ever since Coach Elface took over as the head coach, he's made history. He's the first ever district championship, first ever playoff game win. Now, with another win, he gets the team to the semifinals for the first time. Talk about the job he has done at John F. Kennedy.
The best. He has turned that program around with his presence being there. Um, if you notice, if you look at the Kennedy roster now, they have a lot of portal kids
Yeah,
that wanted to come there because he was there. If you look at the middle school games and the park ball games, you see representation of John F. Kennedy there. So what he did, he made Kennedy a place to be. It don't help that they win a lot of football games. I mean, it don't hurt. It don't hurt that they win a lot of football games, and it don't hurt that it seems like everybody on his team can be a star.
mm-hmm.
It's like nobody is caught up in being quote unquote the man because with their wide receivers, we call them the toys. They filling their running backs with Kenny Chelsea and Omarion Brown. So they got a lot of things going on for them to where the ego is not involved with this Kennedy program. You know what I mean? So I think when he built that Kennedy is something that he should be able to write a book on when he look back at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I totally agree with you. GP, go ahead, buddy.
Is this the best game in the state, Cole?
For,
Simple question.
for,
Sean Kennedy.
for me, yes. For me, yes. Yes.
Following up, I do want to say this about we did Kennedy in week 2 against Terrebonne, and Kylan Billiard is a nice receiver, an LSU commit, and Kennedy's defense puts a squash on that dude. James Evans did some work that night too, and we gave James Evans our own nickname. We call him James
Oh
Good
yeah, yeah,
Times
yeah,
We
Evans
yeah.
do.
Good
from the
times, yeah,
from
yeah.
from the classic TV show.
Yes,
Listen, Good
sir.
Times. For you
I think
youngsters,
I'm
y'all
gonna
need to
use that. I'm gonna use that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna use
We
that
give you
come
you
Friday
permission.
got
night
that.
on the mic.
You you got that. But I'm reading the comments here, and look, I know Kennedy is one of the higher profile teams in Orleans. Edna Carr, they're in Orleans Parish. Um, the brand of football in Orleans has really started to elevate here over the last couple of years. The New Orleans teams have really started to get going and kick it into gear. Um, the impact of if these two teams, let's say, what's ending the future, if Kennedy beats Shaw, sorry, Jared, if they do, but it leads to my next question. Kennedy and Carr make the dome. What does it do for the profile of New Orleans schools going forward? And really, I would imagine it has to raise the bar for other Orleans schools like a Warren Easton, teams like that, Og. teams like that are going to have to elevate their game. What does it do if Kennedy and Carr get to the dome?
You know what it does? I'm gonna tell. Well, for Carr, I think it just remains the same, right?
Right,
But for
right.
Kennedy, I think if Kennedy make the dome, I think a lot of other public schools in New Orleans gonna suffer bad. Because everybody want to come now. Everybody gonna want to come to Kennedy at that point. Because I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but the Catholic League, the conference we like to call it, they've been getting the bulk of the guys from out the inner city been going to the Catholic League.
Right.
So that's not
Yep.
leaving the big dogs for the public schools at this point within the inner city. But you brought up a name, and I don't know if I should do this or if I can do this on y'all show. You brought up St. Aug.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with that?
We haven't heard nothing yet besides
I heard
the loss.
something.
Oh, you heard something.
You have.
You
You
have too,
ain't
George?
heard?
No,
You ain't heard they let Nick go?
I didn't hear that. No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, that's the word on the street.
Wow.
I think it's the wrong move. I think it's the wrong move. I think it's an alumni that is panicking off of one subpar year. Nick is a solid coach. Oh, JB. I think if that is substantiated that he is gone, St. Augustine, you have just made an egregious mistake. You're panicking off of one bad season and you're letting a man go. You better find somebody that I don't know if you're gonna find anybody that cares more about those kids than he does going forward. I think it's an egregious mistake if it's substantiated.
Well,
Uh,
I'll say this. I'll say this, man, because the way it looked throughout the season, that was a talk that they might let Nick go. And somebody even told me Nick had to get to the state championship in order to save his job. And it was a bad year. Not even a district win. That's the main thing right there. He didn't even have a district win. And I like Nick. He's a great guy. I think he's a good coach. It's just been a bad year. And if that's the case that he was let go, I wish Nick the best, and I hope he finds a spot where he can bounce back immediately.
well, we had a conversation about what's a good landing spot, right?
Right, right,
And I'm just gonna say this: they got a couple spots that came to my mind immediately just because of who he is, right?
right.
Uh,
Mhm.
and when I say these names, are almost like you can't go, you can't go to certain places expecting a bounce back in a sense, right?
Right.
So if you go to Edna Carr and be an assistant at Edna Carr, you stand a high probability chance of being a head coach again real soon with having head coach experience from St. Aug.
Yeah,
So Carr was one option that we talking about our general conversation we was having with some friends and I.
yeah,
Another one that we talked about was very interesting, but it was a scary move for it would be a scary move for Nick. And that's Sarah T. Reed with his brother. To go coach with his brother, I'm like, I don't know if Reed can be the place that you can bounce back from, because I don't know how many people are up to hiring Sarah T. Reed assistants. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and then you know what came like it was bitter for me, but sweet, because you know what I went to thinking, right?
yeah.
Bring him on LB Landry Avenue. Like, come on, Wade should have been hired 4 years ago anyway. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So,
funny you said that because me, George, and VK all had a conversation. This is probably about a month ago, and we were just talking about if Nick was to get let go, where is a good spot for him to go? And me and VK, we both said Landry,
man,
and with Landry even going down to 3A, I think it's perfect.
listen. Did you see the new district Landry's supposed to be in?
I saw it. Yes,
Nick Foster go to Landry in that district. He become go like material
I agree.
overnight. It's a success.
Yeah, I agree. What you think, GP?
Look, I concur. And yeah, with Landry falling down to 3A, I mean, it's a great opportunity. And I see Coach Mo with that snide comment about who would want to take the Landry job. I tell you what, I would. I go down on classification. I got athletes I know I can get, and Landry's got athletes. You know, um, and the courage they showed this year. I got to give one more shout out to that group. That football team went through all kind of mess When Noel going getting suspended, and the kids could have packed it in and said, "Man, we ain't got nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing." But you know what? They fought and they persevered and they got to a playoff game. Granted, it didn't end the way they wanted to, but you give those kids a big shout out. And if Nick takes that job, in the words of Yuko, you're right, instant success. Because that district is tailor made for that group. That district will be. I would.
Jefferson Rise,
I dead ass would, Coach Mo.
Thomas Jefferson, Young Audience, Fisher, and Patrick Taylor. Sign me up. Give me that job. Give me
Yeah,
I mean,
that
Patrick
job.
Taylor. Look, I got to give my team. I got to give my my fan base a little love. Patrick Taylor. That would be an interesting spot. Interesting competition to say the least. Because those kids were 8-2 this year. Got a
Man,
playoff win, beat Sophie. So that's probably your main competition if you're Landry, I would think. And to the Patrick Taylor fan base out there, love you.
no,
I
let
mean,
me say
hated
this
what
about
happened
Patrick
last week.
Taylor fan base too. And Patrick Taylor, Ethan Bartholomew, I love that kid as a linebacker, as a defender. He's the
Yes,
truth. Um, I love their leadership of Ethan Tran.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like I say, they come out to the games. I got the chance to see them twice this year. Very supportive group from their fans at Patrick Taylor. I love them. I love Patrick Taylor people. They do well.
Duck Duck is saying Landry got moved to Kennedy's district. So that'd be with Livingston, Kennedy, Patrick Taylor. But even with that being said, if Landry is in the district with Kennedy, that's gonna still be a good matchup between the two. So I still think it's a great move and would be a great hire by Landry to go out and get Nick Foster.
Yes, sir.
I agree with that. Um, Before we get back to Shaw and Kennedy for a little bit, I want to ask you your thoughts about McDonough 35 in the quarterfinals, the job Coach Reese has done with that team.
Um, I'm proud of McDonald 35. I like I get a problem on because from how they started, giving up 71 points to St. Aug, for them to be here is a proud moment for the whole McDonald 35 community. DJ 13. What's happening, big dog? 35 in the building. My guy Black at 35 alumni, J Smash. That I rock the 35 boys, but this gonna be a tough one for them. This one gonna be tough. So Santana Price, make it respectable. That's what I'm gonna say to you.
I'm gonna say this, yeah. LCA, Jawan Johnson and them, it's gonna be tough. They played them last year in the second round, lost 46-6. So it's not like they playing a team for the first time. They have experience. They got film on them from when they played last year. I think it's a little bit closer. I don't think 35 gets the win, but I do think it's a little bit closer. But man, I'm happy for 35 because I've seen them play twice, and from how they started to now, it's been a completely 180-degree turn.
Right on.
GP.
and let's give a shout out to Santana Price. He just won the GNO Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club Player of the Week. Santana Price did. So big ups for Santana, and big ups to those kids from 35, man. Like JB said, we saw them play against a rugged Salmon team, and that was a defensive struggle that night. I don't. I think they're in a world of hurt Friday at Lafayette Christian. It's gonna be a tough spot, but you know what? Those kids are gonna show up. They're gonna compete. If they get last year out of their mind and focus on the task at hand, I think it can be closer. But Lafayette Christian, Cole, that dude Jawan Johnson is the absolute
I
truth.
hear y'all
That's
keep
the best
saying.
player in the state. That dude is. We saw that dude in person, and he torched Westgate the night we saw him, and
How
that
y'all talk
we didn't need
about
that game to balance. Yeah, that dude is the truth, man. You got to see this kid play. He's special. He's got that ability to change a game. And 35, yeah, they got some solid talent. Price is a nice player. I think that defense is underrated. I'm gonna hate you on all, really. All right, DJ. Hey, guys, it's all love, bro. It's all love, man. I mean, I don't hate on nobody. I mean, I root for the New Orleans schools. I do that, because I want to see New Orleans in the dome. The more New Orleans schools, the better for us that we have that representation. Um, but we gonna see. I think 35 is in a world of hurt. But what about Carr? Kind of before we get back to Sean Kennedy, I want to ask you about that because I feel like that's an extremely tricky matchup for them. On paper, Alexandria don't have the speed to match up, but they got a very good coach in Bachman. And these people just put the goose egg on Brother Martin last week, beat them at their crib, 23 zip. Carr, except for Easton and except for Holy Cross, hasn't been that 48-minute, I'm going to beat the brakes off of you team this year. It stands to reason, Code, that Alexandria's got a shot, even on the road. Carr going to have to mind their P's and Q's Friday night, don't you think?
I do think. I think they can't have no slip ups. I think everybody's tougher moving forward. I think it's not. I don't think we looking at. I'm talking about if I'm the competition. We're not looking at a call like they're the champs right now. We looking at a call like
Nope.
they can be beat by us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let you answer this question. This from my good friend Nick Campbell that you can catch on um the Nick Prep Report, and he has his show tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and he mainly covers the river parishes. But this is a question he has. I'll let you answer this because Cole, you in New Orleans. Why can't New Orleans schools build a powerhouse besides in select? So why can't like a non-select? Well, that's not. Well, all the New Orleans schools are select. So I'm trying to get that question right. Why can't New Orleans school build a powerhouse besides select? Every school in New Orleans is in select, Nick. Every school.
I think what he might be trying to ask is if why a New Orleans school can't build a powerhouse because there's so many of them.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, like at Easton would have been our powerhouse. Easton was making strides to be our New Orleans team powerhouse as far as that we know can go out there and compete and win state championships. Like what Edna Carr was for us in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
But we up against we up against so many other things like the Catholic League and the smaller schools. I'm talking about Newman and Country Day. They
Right.
starting to grasp at some of our inner city boys too right now. So that's the hardest thing about us building a powerhouse that we have so many options now. So it ain't like what Destrehan may have, where everybody in that community going to Destrehan, Hornville. Like we got options, options, options.
Especially with the one app.
That's the worst thing that ever happened to New Orleans football. The one app.
I agree. I agree. Back to Shaw and Kenny for a little bit. I want you to give me a score.
Honestly,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say like 46-34.
Okay.
Kennedy.
Okay.
And shout out to Newski, baby.
Newski.
The kicker. I think he's the best kicker in the city, and I think he's gonna make a difference in that game also.
Whoa. I've seen Newski kick. He can kick. But this Shaw kicker, man, he got a leg too. So we
I
got
know,
two
line
good
it
kickers.
up, line it up,
Let's do
line it up.
it.
I want over and under on kicking points too. I got Newski, baby. What you
Oh,
gonna do?
man, I got Henry Zelaya. Henry Zelaya. Shout out to the kickers, man. Definitely.
Oh yeah, the kicker. This is gonna be a kicker. Yeah, we gonna up the kickers and everything.
What you got, GP? What you got?
You want a score from me too?
Yeah, you can give me a score.
Listen, I as good as offensive talent as Kennedy has, we've hyped on already where this game I think is going to be won defensively. The team that establishes their defensive will is the team that wins it. Because I think somewhere in this game, defense is going to turn into offense. I don't see a high scoring game. I think both defenses are going to shine. I'm picking Shaw, but I'm going to pick him 21-17. Shaw 21, Kennedy 17. I don't see the score in a shootout that look, are they capable? Absolutely. Absolutely. Both these teams can drop 40 in their sleep. I just feel like the defensive players are listening to this and are like, man, y'all full of it. Watch this. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a physical, defensive minded game that I think Shaw, because of Jesper Parker, ekes out. Jesper Parker is gonna be the difference because
Jermaine
he's gonna get them
Salters.
yards.
Jermaine Salters for the tackle.
I Look, listen, Jermaine Salters is nice. James Evans is nice. They got a wicked backfield there at JFK. Them dudes are they are the truth. But Parker has really elevated Shaw
And I
in the
like
second half
James
of the
though. I
season.
do.
Yeah, that dude, that young man got some big game, and he's that dude for them offensively. And Jared, you saw that early on in the Jamboree that Parker got that game breaking kind of ability. He's the dude that's gonna get you them tough yards. But you mentioned those dudes, Salters and Evans, Cole. Them guys could get them yards too. They will get in there and knock people around. It's no hate on Kennedy. I just think
Is
an
Shaw gonna try
analytical.
B? Is Shaw gonna go at him one time, GB?
Uh, Absolutely,
You
absolutely.
think Shaw gonna throw
Oh
him?
yeah.
You think Shaw throwing on
Oh,
BB side?
absolutely. Listen, you want to know what kind of confidence they get if they hit a play on BB? Think of the confidence they get if they find a play and get BB slipping.
And if BB
Man,
go
I
crazy
don't.
and catch a pick, you know how crazy that Kansas sideline gonna
They
go,
gonna
and the
erupt.
game announcer gonna go crazy.
I'm,
So will the PA guy.
Yeah, the PA guy gonna go crazy.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think Shaw will throw on BB side. I don't think they're gonna throw at BB side at all. I don't. Newski, man, we look. What did he say? What did he say? Keep betting against y'all. I feel you, bro. It's not. It's not about us betting against y'all. It's just giving y'all
No.
our unbiased opinion of what we think, and that's what it is. And being on Cole's show, Cole can say this, and people be like, "Man, you tripping?" Da 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 da. And we be like, "Man, look, it's just unbiased opinions that we'll be getting." If I'm picking a score, I just think the running game is gonna be too much. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna go 34-20 Shaw. 34-20 Shaw. Is Cole still there? Look like Cole froze. Let's get Cole to log out and get back in right quick. If you can hear me one more time before we get him out of there, because I know he has his show coming up in a little bit.
Culture of the game.
Yeah, Culture of the Game at 9:30. So let me
Hmm.
yeah. So let me tell Cole just to come back one more time. But I'm thinking we're gonna have a great game between these two teams. I just think the more battle tested team that to me that played better, stronger, tougher teams gonna be the one that wins. And boy, Evangel came with it last week against Archbishop Shaw. I mean, I hadn't seen hitting like that in a good while, and that was a tough ball
Hmm.
game. And to me, Evangel, uh, Evangel,
Look,
to me, that was
look.
the best
Hmm.
pure pocket quarterback Shaw played this entire year. This
And
entire
look how bright the future is at Evangel. Remember who they're going to get in their lineup next year.
Oh yeah, Peyton
Peyton
Houston.
Houston.
Yes.
That dude is the truth.
With-
And Evangel is going to elevate next year. They're going to be more of a balanced football team. They're going to spread the wealth more next year.
Yeah.
That is going to make them. Denny Duron's team is going to be extremely dangerous. And why do you think they're elevating all the way to 5A to Division One or whatever it may be?
Peyton Houston got
Come on, man. They know what they got. They know what they got coming back.
yep.
Oh, oh, you there?
He's
Something must
there.
be going on my Wi-Fi. Keep
That's cute.
It's breaking up again. It's breaking up again.
Yeah.
Breaking up again.
But I think, Jared, let me ask you: is this the best game in the state Friday night, Shaw Kennedy?
That could be it too. Raining outside. I can hear you right now. I can hear you.
I'm here. I'm back. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can
Yes,
hear you.
sir.
We can hear you.
Okay, I think we might be back good.
Yeah, as long as I can hear you, we good.
Yeah.
I sat there and said the running game to me would be too much. I think Shaw gets it 34-20. It's my opinion. So you doing the PA Friday night, man? I want you to be yourself. Talk your trash. I'm gonna love
I
it.
am.
Definitely. And I'm gonna walk up there and holler at you before the game start, my friend.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be on the field holler at y'all making my rounds.
There you
Give
go.
my daps and hugs. Let them boys know, listen, it's all love, but I'm with the home team. After the game, I won't talk to everybody. You heard?
There you go, my man.
Exactly.
There you go, my man.
Well, I want to say this to you, Cole, because I'm not going to be there Friday night. Me and VK are going to St. Martin's to do Riverside at St. Martin's, and we get to see Harlan Berry go, and he's a stud, and Dedrick Lasty for Riverside. But I want to say this to you, man. Um, I love you, bro. I mean, I think you're a really cool dude. It's an honor when we do this with you, and then when we go on your show, it's all love. And I want to wish you and your family a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving.
Same to you, George. Appreciate you, brother. The love right back at you, JB. Same to you too,
Thank you.
bro.
Definitely. Everybody that's on here right now, 9:30 on the 1008 Prep TV Sports Instagram page, Cole and Toe with Coach of the Game. Y'all go check him out. My brother Cole, man. Always a pleasure, my man. Happy
Thank y'all
Thanksgiving to
again,
you.
bro.
Definitely, bro. I'll see you on the
Always.
show in a little bit, man. You take care.
Holla back.
All right.
Gotcha.
That's our guy, Cortney Cole Hogan. And we gave y'all a little rundown of everything with the Shaw versus Kennedy matchup that's happening this Friday night, 7 o'clock at Pan American Stadium. I'll be there. Cole will be there in the PA as the PA announcer for John F. Kennedy. It's going down. This is the matchup we talked about that we saw happening when the brackets were
Hmm.
released. And here we are.
And now we get it.
And now we get it. Yes, indeed. And like I said,
Now, I need you to do something Friday night, Jared,
what you need me to do?
because he said he's going to do it, but he might forget. I need you to get up to Cole and say, look, when he hits on James Evans, we need him to use that nickname that we gave him.
Oh, yeah, good time.
We
I'm gonna
got to have
remind him.
off top.
I'm gonna remind him.
Exactly.
Yep, I'm gonna remind him. My dude, Coach Trey, what's happening, baby? I'm gonna holler at you for Friday night before the game start. Most definitely, I'm gonna holler at you. Um, but man, this is it, man. Winner goes to the semifinals. Like I said, I've seen St. Thomas more, Usong, and I can see how they can be beat. Speed can beat them boys. Yeah,
Yep.
they are disciplined.
Explosive.
They're no say STM. They're disciplined. They're sound. Yes, but speed offensively can get them without a doubt, and defensively, you got to stop Hutch Willie, who's number 5, the other running back 22, and then Sam Altman looks for number 1, Landon Strother. He looks for him. That's his wide receiver. He looks to. You stop that, you got a great chance of beating St. Thomas More. All right, what you mean?
You do.
What you mean? Seldom. It's time for a change. What you talking about? Let me know what you're talking about. Um, you asked me if it's the best game this week. I think it
Yeah.
might be the best game in the city in New Orleans, but I still got a feeling Destrehan is Zachary. I got a feeling
Yeah,
Destrehan is
that's a
Zachary.
state championship final kind of game in a quarterfinal.
Yes,
Shameful, isn't it?
yes.
I mean, that's just pure crime. But you know what? That's how the brackets fall.
Yeah,
And it'll be what it'll be.
right.
Yeah,
Uh,
DJ 1-3 business trip to Lafayette. We already know where you gonna be Friday night.
I'm a I'm gonna say this, Seldom. I'm gonna say this. Let me just say this in regards to Coach Reggie Rogers and all them. So let's go to last year, 5-5, 5-5 out the first round. Yeah, you won your district, but you out the first round. Let's go this year, 6-4. You got a playoff win. You didn't win your district, but you got a playoff win and got to the second round. So there's progress being made. Progress being made. I wouldn't say anything about coaching change right now with John Eric. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know. I think you need to give Coach Reggie Rogers another year, and let's see what happens with that. He got another win, second round of playoffs. You could look at it like, okay, that's progress. Maybe we're about to make that turn and get to where we supposed to be with all the talent that Eric has. We shall see. I don't know. I don't know. GP, before we get out of here, any last words?
Absolutely. And look, another great show. I mean, yeah, it feels more condensed, but we got a lot in on this time tonight, and we thank all of you that have joined us in the comments. And look, I just want to say to D Gibb, I stand on what I pick. Every pick I make, I stand on. You ain't gonna hear me waffling or be a politician. I mean, if you went back to our playoff preview show, I had the Mandeville Skippers into the state semifinals. Guess what, baby? They're one win away, and they get airline Friday night. So if they win, y'all do owe them. What do you owe them, though, DJ? Well, I mean,
On
listen,
blast.
DJ, I'll say this. DJ, safe travels to Lafayette. I know it's a long trip, but safe travels to you and that 35 football team. Y'all come back safe. And to you, Jared, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I know we're not going to see each other because me working and you going to spend time with family and all, but the common unity is that football is our thing. And Friday night, I know you'll be at Shaw Kennedy keeping Cole in line. I'm guessing. I don't know, maybe. But and myself and VK Jones, please tune in to the Hash It Out Show game of the week, Riverside against St. Martin's, live from St. Martin's Field. Um, 6:20 pregame. VK Jones will do that. I'll be on the. I'll be. Um, I'll be doing the play-by-play at 7 o'clock on TSPNSports.com. And I gotta say this, JB, before I flip it back to you, the numbers have gone exponentially up here the last couple of weeks. Uh, people are tuning in, and we love you and we thank you. We hope to bring you a semifinal next week, but again, we're gonna have to have results dictate what that may happen. We'll see. Um, we'll let you know on that. But tune in Friday night to the Eric game. The Eric, I wish. Well, I wish I could be saying that right now. State
Yeah.
quarterfinals.
All
Doggone
right.
it. You, it's all good. But Riverside St. Martin's should be an interesting game there. Rematch of a regular season game. Think's going to be closer. Harlan Berry, Dedrick Lasty. That's the sell in this game. It's nothing else. It's those two. And a good coach. And Lee Roussel has done great stuff at Riverside. It's going to be a great night Friday. You know what? We're not going to have any rain. It's going to be in the upper
Cool.
40s.
We cool.
Perfect weather. Perfect.
There you go.
Absolutely be perfect. And Reggie, who's Brother Martin playing this week? Oh, that's right. I like my Bills crisp, sir. I like my Bills crisp and not Confederate.
Let me.
I'm just kidding, but I know JB. Happy Thanksgiving to you,
Same to
my
you, brother.
friend.
Same to you.
Much love to you, bro.
Same to
Thank you.
you. Let me answer seldom. Seldom. So I wouldn't say Reggie's my boy. I don't even know Reggie like that to call him my boy. It's just when I see him, how you doing, Coach? Good. Nice to see you again. That's it. I don't know nothing about Reggie Rogers. Okay, I don't. But the respect is there between the both of us. I tell you that. But so I wouldn't say that's my boy. Man. No. He's like, what's happening, man? How you doing? Good to see you. That's about it.
Cordial.
Yeah, cordial all the time, definitely. So
Right.
how it is seldom. So I'm gonna keep it real on this show all the time. I'm gonna keep it real, without a doubt, and that's how I really feel in regards to you thinking Eric need a new coach. I think Reggie went 6-4 in the playoff win. That's kind of progress. Let's see what happens. I tell you this, coach at Hornville, he gotta go. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Then you look at is a good guy, very respectable person. I met him twice, but I just don't think he's the right guy at Hornville. At Hornville. But with that being said, everybody, we thank you all for tuning in to the Hash It Out Show. Special thank you to our good friend Cortney Cole Hogan from 1008 Prep TV Sports, where you can catch at 9:30 tonight on Instagram at 1008 Prep TV Sports. That's the username. You can check that out. What up, Troy? You check that out about him and Coach Toe, that they call Coach Toe. Tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on the Facebook Live. My good friend Nick Campbell, who was on here earlier, Nick Campbell, he will do his show. He focuses on the River Parish teams. I will be a special guest on his show tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So y'all tune in on Facebook, search Nick Campbell, and you'll see a picture that shows the Nick Network Prep Report. Click that. He will have a live show. I'll be on that at 6 o'clock. But other than that, everybody, I want to wish you all, me and George Peppers, we would like to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it with your family and friends. Friday night, when you go out to the football games, have a great time. Be safe. Leave all the nonsense at home. We don't need no stupid nonsense at football games. Let it be peaceful. Let us enjoy the games that we see. For my man, George Peppers, I'm your boy, JB the Sports Guy. We thank you all. If you haven't subscribed to that YouTube page, click that subscribe button, please, and share it amongst everybody that you know that love high school sports in Louisiana. Hey, I'm not leaving you hanging, man. You said they need some coordinators. Okay, cool. I'm not leaving you hanging. Why would I do that? I love all y'all. Nah, I'm not leaving you hanging, man. My fault. You say they need some coordinators. Hey, they might need some coordinators. That's how you feel, and there's nothing wrong with how you feel, and I truly respect it. So I respect your opinion. I could agree with it, I can disagree with it, but I do respect your opinion. But with that being said, everybody, we'll see y'all here next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. We're gonna have 2 shows for you. Tuesday and Wednesday, we back. Y'all take care.
You're watching the Hash It Out Show!
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like.